So I felt a little bit better today, but I still wasn't doing great or as great as I could have been in terms of feeling unwell. I did, however, read a decent bit more of the confessions. I went out for a very short walk, although it started raining, so I had to come back a lot earlier than I would have otherwise. And I also started, I got through, I'd say, about half, just over half of The Catcher in the Rye, which I really had no expectations going into the book. I knew that it was quite popular, I knew that it was a modern classic from like the 50s, 40s. So yeah, in terms of what I think of it, it is quite interesting in terms of this the style of the book, just how it's written for the time. Although overall I think it's mediocre. Well, I found the first chapter or so, it didn't really come in chapters, but I found the first bit of it a little bit endearing in terms of the style and Willie's still at school. As the book goes further on, it becomes less and less endearing and more kind of, not necessarily grating, but just boring, really, annoying. The kind of style and prose of the book, which is supposed to be, well, a 17-year-old just writing a kind of a memoir, not really a memoir, but kind of like the story of what transpired over about a weekend, maybe 3 or 4 days. So it's very sloppily done. And there's not really much plot to it, there's not really much narrative. You're constantly taken kind of in and out of what could roughly be called the story of the book by his kind of internal monologue, his thoughts, and it's all told from his perspective. So rather than having it being that he did this or he did that, it's 100% of the book is from his first perspective. Again, it's supposed to be written as if you're reading something that was written directly by this main character. Again, for a very short while it was endearing, but then you get into kind of him leaving the school, his reckless behaviour, getting involved in alcohol, cigarettes, promiscuity. It becomes less and less endearing, and the main character seems almost kind of psychotic. Certainly extremely neurotic. As much as I talk about being neurotic, this guy's all over the place, which again is why there's little plot. It's constantly jumping from one wild scene to another, even within those scenes, which are very short and are very much like each other in most ways, but unlike each other in the setting. Again, there's the constant kind of interruption in a monologue. The story will be going forward, and then for the next who knows how many paragraphs, he's just thinking about something random. So yeah, I can understand the certain appeal of it, given when it was written. I can understand the controversy of it and why it be considered a classic, but reading it today, just in terms of the actual book itself, not any of the history written behind it, just the book, at best it's really mediocre. I can't even call it like an interesting insight into youth or youthful rebellion, as I think that the main character is uniquely insane, uniquely neurotic, psychotic. You could possibly even say sociopathic. I'm sure if someone was to properly psychoanalyse the book and the main character, he would come up with God knows how many mental illnesses for this guy. Again, just extremely neurotic. He's everywhere, he's doing everything. The style of the book's very low grade. And again, constant introductions in between. It's almost schizophrenic in its style. With that being said, they've planned to go through the rest of it tomorrow. Fortunately, it's a short book. Trust me, if it was much longer, I would just be dumping it completely. But I should be able to get through that fairly early and then move on to something else. I'm thinking the Great Gatsby at the moment, but we'll just need to see. Other than that, I did do a little bit of French and just genuinely talk to people on Discord. I'm hoping that tomorrow I can get out a bit more, and the cat should also be going home tomorrow, so if nothing else, that'll get me out of the house, and depending on the time, I can kind of have a good walk about after that.